right and wrong or truth and error is not a democracy. You don't say, well, for example, if one of us in this room were having health challenges and they thought they might have had a potential heart attack, and we found that there was a doctor that had 20-some years experience in the heart specialist field, and we had everybody else had no experience, regardless if everybody else in the room had an opinion of what to do next, I'm going with the heart specialist. Because they have experience, they have results in the specific field that I'm choosing, that we need advice in at the moment. In the same way, when it comes to the field of compensated community, when it comes to building the Life Leadership Company, that the people that you saw on the stage earlier are the people that I want to listen and learn from if I were you. Because they have results. There's thousands of people who have opinions, but you should follow the people that have results in whatever chosen field you're choosing to pursue. And so when you look at, if I were to give you an analogy of this business, imagine this mountain of success. And so here is the highest echelons of success that you can have. Is there another, that might be right here, let's see. There's a mountain of success, and what you're after, if you want to get to the top of the mountain, and you saw one ladder over here that did not go to the top. It stopped right there. And you saw another ladder that actually made it to the top of the mountain of success that could take you all the way to your goals and dreams. And you had a choice of which ladder to get on. Which would be the logical ladder to choose? Well, I guess I probably should go on the ladder that goes to the top. Oh, but you don't understand. 9 out of 10 people, 9 out of 10 are going on this ladder. Now, does that change which ladder you should choose? That's a very key point. Because most people, although we just said that, most people literally choose what to do with their life by looking around to figure out what everybody else is doing, and they think that if they're following their peers, they're safe. But if your peers are walking off a cliff, it's not safe to follow them. Now, a lot of people say, well, Orrin, why did you and Lori stay on this ladder and keep climbing, even though it took you it took you 5 years where you really weren't that good at climbing this ladder, and why didn't you just come back and be an engineer because you were really good as an engineer? You had 4 patents, won a national benchmark award, received a 19% raise, was getting your school all paid for, and got a company car a couple days a week to drive down to school because they wanted to take care of you. Why didn't you just stay there? And the answer would be, because I was about halfway up this ladder, and if you're halfway up the ladder and you know you only got 20 more rungs to the top, and you want to get to the top of the mountain, it doesn't matter how good you are at mediocrity, it's still mediocre. So, but Orrin, there were a whole bunch of people laughing at you because you were ahead of them on that rung, on that 40-rung ladder, and they started passing you. Who cares? If you want to go to 1,000 rungs, and what you're doing can only get you 40, it's insane to be really good at something that can't get you where you want to go. Now listen, this is a leadership meeting. So I'm not here to beat you up or force you to climb up this thing here. As a leader, you have to choose. If you are satisfied with the results you're getting on your current ladder, then my number one assignment or role would be to encourage you to climb well. Whatever you do, do it with excellence. Be a customer of our products, and we'll just constantly pour in excellence, and you will be fantastic encouraging that 90% that are going to climb those ladders. Here's what I did. I said, it doesn't matter that our family thinks we're crazy, honey. It doesn't matter that our friends think we're crazy. It doesn't matter that we shut off our cable TV. It doesn't matter that we are no longer frequenting any bars or doing any of the crazy stuff that we used to do. What matters is we now have a trail. We have a path to climb the 1,000 rungs of that ladder, which is what we said we wanted to do. If you have to satisfy all those around you, beware, because you are now going to get the results of all of those around you. You cannot get different results than the crowd that you're with if you're seeking to satisfy that crowd. The reason why we get together for a major function weekend is because we're putting on the stage the crowd that you should be seeking to impress. Because think about it, if you're impressing a Claude and Lana Hamilton, if you're impressing a Tim and Amy Marks, if you're impressing a Chris and Terry Brady, if you're impressing leaders of that caliber, chances are you're becoming a really good climber here, aren't you? And the definition, it's like when I understood that it didn't matter how many people thought I was crazy, because I could look at that in my head and see, why would I be upset that all these people climbing this corporate, it's like you got the quitters, campers, and climbers. When I understood that anybody who is trying to climb a 40-rung ladder is by definition going to be a camper at some point in life, because they'll never be able to get to the top. Where do you go after you're at the top of the 40 rungs? You're camping. You have to. And I don't mean they're trying to camp. They might be, the danger of a climber, the biggest danger a climber has is to get on the wrong ladder. Because even if you're a climber, have you ever tried to climb a ladder once you're at the top? It's kind of difficult to do. You find that you're camping just out of necessity. For example, you might have, if you're big into a mortgage company, and let's say you made $400,000. Where do you go next year? You already put in 60, 70 hours a week. How many more are you going to put in? By definition, you're going to end up camping because you can't go up. You can go down, but you've already reached the pinnacle of success on that 40-rung ladder, whether it's 400,000 is the top, 200,000 is the top. Many people are in assignments that if you do excellent work, you might be able to make 100,000. Well, what if your dreams are bigger than that?